What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy 4ThEye, aka the Ghetto Guru. I am here for you, and today it's gonna get a little deep in a subject that I've been holding off on talking about, and this is gonna go a little different. It's gonna go a little different because I've been getting so many comments about soul traps and all that stuff, and so it's like I'm being forced to have to talk about a subject that I know makes a lot of people uncomfortable because of fear. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the soul trap, I don't know if that's a group. I don't know like exactly what the whole thing is about because I haven't really been following up on like the soul trap, but I did have somebody had sent the message on YouTube, and they was asking about the soul trap and what is my opinion on the soul trap. So I'm gonna give you what my opinion is on the soul trap. Sorry about that. I had to, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna give y'all my opinion on the soul trap. So they not all the way wrong when they talking about the soul trap. The whole like the whole group of soul trap. I guess it's like kind of how you got new age movement. I guess you got soul trap movement. But the thing about the soul trap movement, the only thing that kind of makes me a little like when I was watching the video, I was like a little off about it is because it's while there is truth in the information that they're given, some of the information that's given by some people, not all of them, but by some of them is based off of just their emotions of death and what happens in this life as to like the traumatic things that we deal with within this life and all that stuff. So I can see the frustration and to say like, man, why we got to deal with this, why we go through this. You telling me that we choose this and that. Like, hold on, let me make sure my mic working. Yeah, it's working. But saying that we choose this, choose the struggle, choose the, you know what I'm saying? Choose all these things. So I'm gonna break it down. The realm that they're talking about when they saying you go into this realm and it's prostitutes, it look like people selling drugs, it look like people fighting, it's like all kind of stuff going on. That is the place that I've been talking about this whole time. But the thing about the soul trap thing that everybody's talking about is that, oh, if you go through the light, then you'll be reincarnated. But my thing is, what is your goal when it comes to when you pass away? Because if you end up in that realm that looks like this earthly realm, what is your strategy as to how you're gonna get up out of there? And do you believe you can get up out of there? Because a lot of the people that I've seen that was when I was doing my little due diligence and they talk about the soul trap, they talk about going through the light is being reincarnated, but that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? I've been through the light. Like it's not reincarnation. Your reincarnation is your choice. It's a choice that you made. Now, it might not seem like that to y'all. It might not seem like that to a lot of people. But understand this, your whole mind frame changes after you pass away. Once you pass away, but now don't get me wrong, you can souls do get trapped in those lower realms. And the reason why they get trapped is because of their own their own trauma and things that they're dealing with. They cannot get out of their own head about the mistakes that they made, the choices that they made. A lot of them be in that realm living in a cycle. And I seen the video where he was saying that people be in there and they still using currencies, money, with this and that. And there's people that's over them, that's that's like in charge of the souls that's there, the lost souls, and they not wrong. And this is a subject that I didn't really want to get on, but I'm gonna have to get on it today. And I know some people probably ain't gonna like it, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk about that realm. You know, that realm is a chaotic realm. and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it just look like this regular world stores, there's convenience stores, there's apartments, there's houses. Um, it's all kind of stuff there that you'll see here too. Like it's stuff that's there that the technology looks very advanced. But you'll also see chaos. And you'll see people fighting in the middle of the street. You'll see somebody prostituting. You'll see somebody doing all kind of like you see people drinking, eating, partying, all kinds of stuff. That's why some people that live in a low vibrational state, when they go to that place, they don't want to leave. And a lot of them don't want to leave because they've been manipulated. They've been manipulated. What's going on, Robin Hood? What's happening? Welcome to the live. But a lot of people have been manipulated when they're in that realm. And that's why I say do not trust all beings that you come across, because a being can come to you that looks like an angel, but it's not an angel. And I seen somebody say angels are not really good or something like that. No, that's because you probably encountered a, 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 a certain being that masked itself as an angel, but it wasn't an angel, or it could have been a fallen angel, or what we consider a fallen angel, a principality, how they would describe it in the Christian text, a principality. Those are high ranking. You know what I'm saying? They don't they kind of bark orders in a way. And you have and I know some people they don't like a lot of people don't believe that there are what we consider demonic spirits. There are. There are things that we I'm just using these terms for this YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And for people to understand what I'm talking about. But there are um like demonic spirits, and they are not things that you created with your subconscious mind. They're not things that you created out of fear. Not everything on the other side has your best interest at hand. And I did talk about this on a video before, but today we just gonna dive a little bit deeper into it, because it is a lot of people that believes that when you're on the other side, it's all love and light. And it could be for some people when they cross over. You know what I'm saying? But for a lot of people, when they cross over, it's not going to be love and light. You know what I'm saying? It's not always love and light. Sometimes it's danger, get away. And imagine and think about this: when you pass away, you ain't coming back to this body. When you exit, you're there. So you need to get your mind right while you're here so you don't have to come back to this place. Get what I'm saying? Because you'll get there and you'll be making deals with people or spirits or beings or all these things. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome, welcome. But once you get there, if you're lost and you have a being that comes to you that looks like it's a being of light, or they come to you and act like they're your guides and they're your spirit guides or whatever, and you believe them, you're going to listen to what they say. You're going to do what they say because you believe them. Your discernment is not high enough to detect that you're being manipulated and you're being lied to. And it's beings out there that will try to manipulate you and they will try to lie to you. But you have to have discernment. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, how do I strengthen my discernment? That's something I can't. I mean, I wish I could tell you how, but you got to start paying. A lot of people have that strong intuition, but they don't know how to use it. They don't even really. They'll think something and they'll just be like, that can't be. And then when it happens, they'll be like, man, I knew that was gonna happen. You got to start trusting your intuition to strengthen your intuition. You know what I'm saying? And your intuition will tell you if something is around you that should not be around you, or if there's a being in front of you that's giving you some false information or trying to manipulate you in a way that is a detriment to you. You know what I'm saying? And because when you're in that lower vibrational realm after you pass away, if you don't know how to get out, you stuck. And if you're in a low vibrational state, your energy is just gonna stay at that low vibrational state until something comes and try to help you. Now I've seen a lot of people. I don't even know what to call them, but the soul trap community. You know, I don't consider myself to be a part. Like I don't put titles on myself. Like as far as like new age, because I don't believe there's a such thing as a new age spirituality. I don't believe that that's a thing. That's just a name some people made up because they got spiritual. Nah, I ain't trying to knock nobody. So I apologize if I offend anybody. But yeah, but people like to clump everybody up into this one box and be like, yeah, those new agers. Like, what? I ain't no new ager. I'm an old ager, god dang it. Like I ain't no what the fuck you talking about. But in those lower realms, and then they then when they was talking about the lower realms, they don't understand that it's different dimensional spaces that's like that. But they all are not like, and they are not all chaotic. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, everything is illusion, and this is a prison planet, and this and this and this and that. It's what you make it. Is it a prison? If it's a prison planet, I said, okay, let me say it. If it's a prison planet to you, then it's going to be a prison planet. If you feel like your soul is going to be trapped, your soul might get trapped. That's why you have. That's the thing. Why I say you have to talk about some of these negative experiences to people, especially if you're making videos, if you're doing things of this nature. You have to bring up some of those negative experiences. But I know people bring up the negative experiences, and they don't want. It's always a oh, this was a creation that I created through my fear. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. But people always they basically shun off the experience by saying, when they seen something negative, a negative being, it's like, oh, I created that with my mind because of my fear. But it's not always due to your fear that something came to you that was negative. Sometimes something came to you because it wanted to come to you, and it was not something that was a part of you or something that you created. It was just something that sees you and said, let me try this motherfucker today. That's just what it is. It ain't no, because that thought, I mean, not saying that it's not true, because it is true that you can create um like a negative type being through your thoughts, through your fears. You know what I'm saying? That's true. That's a fact. But it's not always like that. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all hear me clear? Because I don't even know. I didn't even mess around with my microphone. But it's not always that, because if that's the case, we will have to discredit every other experience that we had when we seen positive beings or spirit guides or people who said they've seen their higher selves. We will have to discredit everything, because most of the time people say they've seen something negative, like, oh, it wasn't real. It was a thought projection of something that I created. You know what I'm saying? So when you see a spirit guide, or you see an angel, or you see a being that's supposed to be ascended master, you will have to say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that where we think everything negative is false and everything that's positive is real. I mean, everything that negative is not real, but everything that's positive is real. You know what I'm saying? No, it's the same. It's the same. You got some positive things that you might see that you might have created to make your experience better. And then you got some things that's negative that you might have created out of your fear. But you got some things that are negative that are just there. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you created. It's not something that somebody else. It's something that's there. You know what I'm saying? Just like something that's positive. Like it's just there. They see you. That's why you gotta have discernment, because there are places in these so-called lower realms that are very dark. It's a lot of crazy, chaotic things, and I didn't want to really talk about it much, because some of the things that you can see in these places is graphic. And I don't want people to think that if they have an out of body experience, you're going to go to this place. You probably will. That's the purpose of you watching these videos and you learning about yourself and you trying to raise your vibration and all these things, because you don't want to have to really see that stuff. And sometimes you might see it because it might be on your journey of your growth. My dang back is stiff. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta, oh man. But yeah, some of that stuff you're gonna have to see, because it is people being trapped. Now, are they trapped forever? No, but they are being trapped. And then reincarnated. But not everybody that's reincarnating is being reincarnated because they was trapped or they just wanted to they got manipulated to come back and keep coming back. Some of y'all came here because you wanted to. Even if your life is shit right now, you chose to come back into this life that was full of shit because the harder the harder the things that you go through, it builds you up. Some people it don't. Some people it might destroy them mentally. But a lot of people that go through a lot of things, especially early on in their life, it was only there to make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something to make you weak and cry about it every time you, oh my God, my life was so horrible. That was in the past. Yeah, we still dealing with stuff, body aches, body bad, back hurt, all this stuff. It's life. You know what I'm saying? But it's not this planet is not a prison planet. I don't know, like, but I'm not trying to knock nobody that believe that. If that's what you believe, keep believing it. But it's not a prison planet. This is a place where you can learn. This is a place where you can look at it and say, "Damn, this is." Because I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to come back. Like I get the whole notion of not wanting to come back to this thing. But let me just say this before I keep going. What's going on, man? Welcome to the live. I know I ain't been really reading the comments too much because I really wanted to talk a little bit before I started reading the comments. But I have read much of y'all comments. So let me get into some of the longer versions. It says my intuition told me not to put much energy into archon soul trap stuff. I feel like it's knowing there's these characters out there bleeding energy, but not to give your fear or attention. Yeah, you don't really like. I never really looked up that stuff, but I watched a video that was sent through a comment because I wanted to see what they was talking about. It says, "What do we do about it?" And thanks for talking about it. We're gonna get to that. What's good for that? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live again. Thanks to your verification. I now feel it's mostly our own creation that attracts the darker beings over here. It's not mostly. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to you. It's not mostly, but we're gonna get into the late, but I'm here. What's happening? It's not mostly our creation. That's kind of a like I ain't gonna say it's false because you can be like some people coming out their body could be seeing mostly what they created. But I don't want because when I seen that video, it showed me why I probably do need to talk about these experiences or these places and whatnot because just like how they was talking, it was like I say if I get on here and I be telling y'all, hey, when you go to that other side, it's nothing but love and light. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but love. It's unconditional love over there. And you don't have to worry about nothing. Nothing can harm you, all this stuff. And then you get over there and you see some shit and you experience some shit. And now you looking at me crazy because now you like, hold up, this dude lied to me. He told me that it was nothing over there that was negative and this and that. Because we try not to use certain words because like good or bad, it's like what is good and bad and what is evil and this and that. But we human, so we got to use these terms. And there are things that's on the other side that are bad. In those, that's in that definition of what bad is. They're bad. They got some bad intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen them and I didn't create them. You know what I'm saying? Like our own thought forms. We create our own thought forms through our fear. But just because is not always your fear. And that's the thing that people are not understanding. You don't just attract negative things to you through your fear or create negative beings through your fear. Sometimes something negative is coming to you because of your light, that light that you have. Got to remember, they want to siphon energy. They want to tap into that energy. So they're not just going to come to you because you had a negative thought. No, they coming to you because they like, look at that delicious ass snack. That's some good ass energy right there. Let me get a taste of that. And if you don't know yourself and you don't know how to defend yourself, that's an easy snack. You know what I'm saying? It says I ended up on a podcast about soul traps and archon stuff yesterday, but I refused. I refuse everything that's fear based. If you don't believe it can trap you, it won't. That's a fact. But that's the problem. That's a fact, but that's the problem that a lot of people do not know because they like, oh, you can be trapped, but nobody's saying that if you believe it. You know what I'm saying? If you believe you can be trapped, you can be trapped. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you do have to get to a point where you can hear something that is negative and it does not affect you. When you can listen to something that's negative and it does not affect you and it does not I guess you have to get rid of that fear first though. Because you can easily say, oh, this ain't gonna affect me, but then it still be coming up in your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get rid of that fear. Once you get rid of that fear, you ain't gonna. You can look at something, some people talking about negative stuff, and still vibe out with them. But that's like when you don't want to hear, when you block out anything that's negative, you might be blocking out something that's crucial information that you should have known. You know what I'm saying? Because then you'll go out and then you'll see something, and now you don't know how to operate in that vicinity or around those beings or whatever. Now you kind of lost and you stuck because you didn't hear the stories of people talking about what's out there and all that stuff. Said that's real talk. For shizzle, says like energy vampires or yeah, worse, yeah, like energy vampires. It says right, okay, so they are after our light, but surely they can only get that if we believe they can. I'm confused. Resonance has to factor in here. You got to understand, like it's not just if you believe it to be so when they want to drain your energy. That's not like I that doesn't apply for everything for you to believe it to be so because they will drain your energy when you are unconscious of their presence. They can drain your energy when you're unconscious of their presence. You don't even have to really know that there's a negative spirit around you. You know what I'm saying? It could just be there. But if you wake up and sleep, like you'll see, okay, that's something over here. But the thing is like when I came back, I noticed that everybody, it's this thing where everybody thinks that everything negative is a thought form. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. Everybody thinks that anything negative is a thought form, and they think anything that's positive is just real. You know what I'm saying? My computer just froze up. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. But it's it's only confusing because you might not understand at this moment. You might not understand at this moment because everything is not just if you believe it to be so. And I don't want to say that. I didn't want to talk about this stuff because I know that so many people have this belief of that everything is positive on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And they won't experience anything negative unless they believe it to be so. That's like walking outside my house right now. Like, yesterday nothing happened. And nothing will happen to me unless I believe it to be so. And then I get in my car and somebody knock me upside my head and steal my shit. You know what I'm saying? Some things you are not going to be able to just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to just say, oh, if I don't believe it, it's not gonna happen. No, sometimes it will. And I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna make nobody fear nothing because you don't have nothing to fear. And that's the whole point. You don't have nothing to fear. If you understand who you are and the power that you actually have, you don't have nothing to fear. Even if it's real, even if you look at it and say it's real, even if you take away, uh, if you believe it to be so, that it's still real. If you know your power, you won't worry about what's real and what's fake because if you are conscious of it and you are aware of it, it's real. I don't care if it's a thought projection. I don't care if it's something that's actually out there. You still got to deal with both of them. You still have to deal with both of them. And your thought projections is like your practice ground when you deal with the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Learn your power. You won't be afraid and feel like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Oh, because getting your out of body and say that. Say that to an entity that comes to you and be like, you cannot harm me unless I believe it to be so. Some of them will dip. Some of them will laugh at you. I promise you. That's a fact. It says, in my opinion, incarnating into this realm can be risky because the veil and memory wipe is so strong. The creator should have built it, built in more safeguards to be. Yeah, it's all crazy out here. How do we prevent that? Know who you are, know your power, stop living in fear. Because even the fact that people still want to, even the fact that people discredit seeing a negative being and say, oh, that's a thought projection, it's still a part of fear that's in you because you don't want it to be real. You know what I'm saying? That's still a part of fear in you because you don't want to have the notion in your mind that it's actually something out there that looks like that or that acts in that way or behaves in that way and that will try to manipulate you or attack you. Nobody wants to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still a fear. It's still a fear inside of them that don't want to experience that. You have to get rid of all that fear. You can't be walking around with the fear of like, oh, this is, you know what I'm saying? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome back. It says, okay, sorry, just trying to understand. So the more fortified we are in ourselves and sovereign in our beliefs, and more aware we are, we can detect them and act accordingly. Yes, when you know your power, you won't even be scared of them. You won't even be scared of them if you know your power because you know they can't really harm you. But when you have that thought, look, a lot of people say they don't entertain the negativity. You don't entertain this with the woo woo, but you still had that thought in your head. Well, you know, if I go to that other side, nothing can harm me unless I believe it to be so. That's a good thought to have. But at the same time, you don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say that because by saying it, you are saying, I ain't saying that it's not a bad thing to say it because this is somebody else's teaching. This is not mine. You know what I'm saying? But it's good. You know what I'm saying? If you believe it to be so. That's just something that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's not something that you should repeat to yourself all the time. It's like, look, if I don't believe it to be so, then it's not true. Damn, I got all kind of screens just popping up because you're still operating in fear. You're still operating in fear in a way because you're still thinking about if I see something, I might be scared. But it can't hurt me if I don't believe it to be so. Or it can't harm me unless I believe it to be so. So you're still operating in it. You're still operating in it, even if it's a little bit, you're still operating in a small fraction of fear. And you don't need none of that. Like I've been having these for so long and I don't even think about that stuff. So basically we have to become fearless regardless of what approaches us. Yes, that's how you gotta be. You gotta be fearless. But a lot of people they keep these concepts in their mind of this and that. I watch something. I don't really watch scary movies and stuff, but if I do, it don't affect me. I can see certain that it don't affect me because I'm not afraid. Would you say familiar spirits are a part of what you should look out for? Most definitely, you need to look out for them. But those are not. Those are really low level type, um, negative type experience, spirits and stuff. And some of these, what people would consider demonic spirits, they're not even demonic spirits. They are actually lost souls that just got a better rank in that realm than other souls. They just been there longer. You know what I'm saying? And they try to keep the other ones down, basically. They try to control the other souls that come there. And that's why it's crucial that you know what to do when you do pass away, because they talking about going through the light and being reincarnated. Would you rather go through the light and be reincarnated or be in a realm that's full of chaos? That's full of chaos. And you got people that's overlording, whatever they call it. What's the term? They lording over you, telling you what to do. You know what I'm saying? When I seen a person that I knew, I ain't gonna say their name, but when I seen a person I knew, that was exactly what was happening. They was telling him what to do. Put his head in a tree. I'm sitting there looking at him like, hold up, what are you doing? He like, I told him I'm like, if I called on God and he didn't answer, well, they telling him everything that he don't want. Oh, you're this and that, you're that, you're this and that. Lowering his frequency, telling them how bad of a person he is. You are in a realm where they don't want you to get out. And the sad part is that a lot of people gonna end up in that place because they just don't know. They so addicted. They people say they don't wanna come back here, but they really be addicted to this life. You don't know. You like for people that have out of bodies already, y'all might know. But if you have say you have an out of body, or you about to have an out of body, if you're about to have an out of body and you become afraid when you're having the experience, when you're in that moment of leaving your body, and then you get afraid and you come back, that's a sign that you have too much fear in you. That's a sign that if you was to pass away, you could end up in a realm like that. That's why I say it's crucial for you to learn your power and stop being afraid and conquer your fear through your fear. Use your fear as courage, because if you continuously let yourself keep falling victim to the fear, if you pass away, you're going to fall victim to the fear even more, because now you can't come back to this body. Now you're there and you're dealing with these entities and beings that's there. Not even just entities and beings. The people that's gonna really have you lowered in your vibration is the other souls that's lost, because they're gonna be fighting. They're gonna be doing stupid shit. Some people living in a loop. Some people constantly doing the same thing that they was doing that was negative on Earth. You don't want to be in that type of place, walking around like walking zombies and shit, eyes looking gray and dull. Like it says, I personally don't believe going to the light means automatic reincarnation. No, it don't. You have to agree to be reincarnated. They say, but they might not be wrong when they say the trap is being manipulated into being reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? But that's the same thing. Like you have to have discernment and use your intuition. But you don't have to die or leave this body and go to that lower realm. If you know who you are, you raise your vibration and you go somewhere else that's a better place. And they say like, well, you go to these higher places, those might be still um these constructs that was made by woo 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 woo. If it's better, it's better. I don't give a damn what it is. If I'm there and I can kick back and there's love around me and this positivity, I want to be there. I don't want to be in no low astral realm because I didn't want to go to a damn light. Fuck all that. You got me messed up. Where's the light? Put me in the light. I be feeling like some people who talks about the soul trap haven't even had an out of body. Sometimes that's just what I be thinking. Greetings from Germany. What's happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. MK Visions in the building. But yeah, sometimes I be thinking the people that talk about those experiences haven't had an actual out of body experience or been to the spirit realm, because they keep saying the lower ast it's the spirit realm feels different. The spirit realm is dense. The spirit realm is a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? It says, are those the spirits that put you through tests and lucid dreams like the guards, police? Are you talking about like lost souls being the ones that's testing you in lucid dreams? They ain't testing you. The lost souls gonna wanna they ain't testing you and putting you through stuff like guards. But they do say some of the people that do their soul trial, they say that that some of the lost souls turn into like the astral police. Do I believe that? Not really, but I respect their perspective. You know what I'm saying? It says, yeah, nah, I for sure don't want to be trapped in that situation. Hell no, fuck all that. That's why I try to do the best I can to be the best I can. You feel me? I think most of us that are in here, if not all of us, will be fine. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's what this is for. Like that's why I don't mean this information really needs to be out there. Like that's why every time when I'm talking about stuff, I feel like if people don't vibe with how I give my information and they feel like it's not true, there's plenty of people on YouTube that got good information, because sometimes uh you might not just be vibing with the vibe. You know what I mean? You might not just like it. And you might not like what I'm talking about, because people will unsubscribe to you quick than a motherfucker if they don't like what you're talking about. Or if it go against somebody that they really like. You know what I'm saying? But I respect everybody that stick around, because you got to be able to take the good with the bad. If you just taking the good, you are easily to be manipulated. You the type of person that I would look for if I was a cult leader, because all I got to do is tell you all the airy fairy things and all the good things, and everything is gonna be this and this and that, and you're just gonna be like, oh my god, this is amazing because he's saying there's nothing negative. Then you get out there, now you laid in the bed, you look wondering why all this shit is around you. You're like, what the fuck? Oh my god, this nigga lied to me. This nigga lied to me. Then they talk about this nigga that lied to me. He said everything was love. Yeah, they gonna love lower your vibration even more. So basically, it's just as dense or almost as dense as the physical. And and is that why some spirits don't realize they crossed over? It's more dense than this physical reality. Some of them places that people go when they pass away is not as dense as this reality. It's kind of like the same. But when you in them places that's a little bit lower, that motherfucker shit dense. You can feel it, especially when you in the outer body, because it's like you feel it. Like it's no mistaking that energy. Let me see. Let me go. It says how fourth eye into my soul found love. UK. What's happening from the UK? It says, yes, I also took time to think about the reincarnation story, and you said exactly what I believe. It's within your own will to reincarnate. Yeah, you got to make a choice. It says, ah, it's so funny. Tell it like it is. I'm sorry. I had to. I have to. It says, but let's say you're confused and don't know where you are for someone that's unaware or forgot. Is there beings that try to direct you into the light or convince? Yeah, it's like beings that's always trying to help. But the thing is, when people be in that low state and they dealing with these other I used to call them something because they look like lost souls too, but they look like they're more like they've been there for a longer time and they more in control of these people. They they keep these people. They don't want these people to get out of there. It's like they answering to somebody else. Now I don't know who that might be, but it's like they will try to stop you from helping a lost soul get out of there. They'll be like, and they'll try to attack you for trying to get them person out of there. Like it's that's why you gotta be able to move correctly when you're trying to do soul retrieval. You know what I mean? Okay, let me see what we got here. It says, do people that were murdered turn into lost souls? I've met a few people that were friends, and it says one was decapitated but had Gnostic beliefs before he died. Do they like do people who were murdered turn into lost souls? Yeah, they can turn into lost souls. My friend had turned into a lost soul for a little bit. Anybody can. All it takes is you being in a state of confusion. That's all it takes. But the thing about when we say trapped, it's not necessarily trapped because it's like I guess it is trapped, but it's not like you can still get out. Like you can be it's trapped for a moment, trapped for a time. It's not trapped forever. Some might be trapped forever because they can't get out of own their own head, their the shit that they did in the physical life. You know what I'm saying? It says, how does the incarnation tricking work? I thought you have to choose your life in advance and incarnate, or is there like a random incarnation without preparation? It is like that. You have to choose to come back. That's what people not understanding. Like you don't just go through the light and then you back in a baby. Like that ain't how it work. That's just not how it work. People believe that because that's what people been putting out there. And sometimes I'll be wondering to myself, like, is that like where is it coming from? Like because I seen a video and it was basically like the person the what I was hearing sound like AI. So I'm like, is this a person that wrote this, or is this a person that asked AI to make a dialogue about what what I'm saying Soul Trap is? Because I'm like, I can't really follow it all the way because I'm like, from listening to the story, it didn't sound like the person ever had like an out of body experience, or maybe they had a near death experience and they because people will interpret their experiences the way that they see it, and it's not always correct, but they're gonna stand on what they believe. You know what I'm saying? I had plenty of out of body experiences where I thought certain things was what it was. And then when I had more, I started realizing that my information was incorrect. So I had to go back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? And even if this is incorrect, I will still admit it and say I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that like I'll admit to anything if I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to lead people in the wrong direction. And that's why I tell people about this stuff. And but at the same time, I didn't want to tell y'all about this stuff because I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear about things that could bring up fear within you. But at the same time, I do want y'all to understand that y'all have to learn how to deal with the fear. Y'all have to deal with stuff that makes you fearful so that you're not afraid of it. The only way you're not going to become afraid of certain things is if you actually deal with it, if you actually confront it. And a lot of people are afraid to confront their fears. This low key make me want to go help them lost souls when I pass. Yeah, that's why I be saying I'm trying to learn how to do soul retrieval a little bit better. It says I'd say if people hasn't had OBEs and entered death unconsciously, they will be easily sent back because they do not have discernment and they don't know their sovereignty. They won't be sent back instantly because you gotta understand it's everybody's not going to go to the same place, and there's places that are like recovery zones. You got people that's been alcoholics and stuff, and when they pass away, they just in this recovery zone. You have people that had seemed like they had like no beliefs, like they didn't believe in it, and they just was in like a void. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people just they it's crazy. It's crazy out there. It's a jungle out there. I got the hiccups. I'm too grown to have hiccups. That's some kid shit. Well, I got hiccups. It says so whoop those beings asses. So whoop those beings asses. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I was in there. The time I remember one time I was in that plane. I was trying to help a group of people. I got with the group. They all walking around. Their eyes look all dead and like it just don't look right. And I'm trying to help them. And I told them I was acting like I was one of them. And I was like, ain't nothing gonna mess with none of us. This and this, whoop whoop. And I actually got them all on one accord. And we all in a group. I said, if anything mess with us, we all got each other back. And we was walking together. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. And then I started flying up. Nobody came with me, but one person. Only one person came with me. They was bullshitting. They wanted to stay there. How do you know you're strong enough to help lost souls? You don't necessarily most of the time. It's a learning process. But when you know your abilities, because a lot of people don't know their abilities. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do not know that they can be standing on the other side of the room, and it's a crowd of people right there in the out of body state, and they can lift up that whole crowd with their energy. Lift up the whole crowd. I'm talking about lift up a whole house, crunch a car. You can do so much things in an out of body, but people don't understand it. They don't know. They don't know their powers. You can manifest weapons. You can fly. You can do all kind of. You're strong as hell. You just don't know it. But the fear will paralyze you. If you have too much fear in you, it's like your power is does this. But when a being that's like a negative being, they can sense when you know your shit. Because when you come, they won't mess with you. They won't bother you. They'll leave you the hell alone because they like, I do not want to get sent. Because they come to me, I'm sending their ass. Get on up out of here, buddy. I'm sending you. It says when. So let me see. I'd rather deal with the fear in body than after I'm dead for sure. Yeah, deal with it now. It says recovery zone. Can you speak more on that? Yes, the recovery zones is like it'd be like they look like hospitals, like a little higher. Like some of them look like more high tech hospitals. Some recover. It depends on what the person was dealing with. Drug addicts, like that died from like drug overdoses and stuff. They might end up in certain places where it's like a recovery zone because they died in a way where they might not even know that they died. You know what I'm saying? Just like if somebody has a quick death like my friend, he died quick. So it's like he might have not even knew that he died. He might have just thought he fell asleep. He might have just been like, why is I okay, what I'm doing now? I'm just kicking it somewhere. Then he started thinking he was dreaming. And now he was like, why I can't get out this dream? You know what I'm saying? Why I can't get out this dream? I've been dreaming forever. At least that's what he was telling me. You know what I'm saying? Says why the hiccups. Yeah, I'm too grown to have hiccups. Lost souls, that's really sad. It is. It is really sad. But it's like a lot of people, it's like a lot of people, it's like people skip over the lost souls. Like they just want to forget about that. Like they don't, I ain't saying everybody, but that's in like general in this, because even the Christians, they don't think about them being lost souls that can be saved. They are in hell and they're gonna go to somewhere and burn for eternity. Ain't no helping them. So it's like you got many religions that they don't even have the belief that they could even go and help other souls. Even you just trying to talk to them and speaking to them. Say you got a loved one and they might be in that lower astral realm or what y'all call it, but it's really the spirit world. It's really the spiritual realm, like with lost souls. Um, but if you even if you just talk to them, you try to send like prayers of protection around them and send energy to them and try to help them, that can actually help them. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many lost souls in this. And it's also, they was talking about something else and they was actually correct about this because I've experienced this. They said, oh, you still got jobs and this and that and money and this and that. I don't know about the money part, but I was in a when I had an out of body experience a long time ago, I was in this place and I seen my sister. I seen my sister sitting on the couch. And this was the weirdest experience that I ever had because I started talking to her and she started telling me the dates, like not the dates, but the times. Like she said, when I passed away, and then so and so passed away, and after I passed away, Woo passed away. And I'm like, hold up, now, because my sister is alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold up. So I'm looking at her because I'm thinking to myself, like, who is this? And why is she saying this? Because I'm like, this can't be my sister because my sister is alive. And then she was like, yeah, we have jobs. She said, I send messages. I do like in typing with the woo woo. So you might have a job, but it's not how you think. But if you're in them lower astral realms, a lot of them businesses you see, all that stuff, think about it. So many people have passed away in this world, different cultures of people, different types of people. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in that realm, you're seeing a bunch of things that are there because of how many different people has passed away. So it's a realm full of houses that people that manifested because of their fear. I mean, because of their own hell inside their mind. Is businesses, people working, and they just basically working in a loop. People out there trying to buy shit and can't figure out where to get their money from. Is people out there trying to drink, but they can't find a drink. You know what I'm saying? It's people out there trying to find some drugs and can't find the drugs. It's people in there smoking drugs. It's people in there doing all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit. You got gangs. It's crazy. It's crazy for real. Let me read some more comments. It says there are wisdom traditions that talk about pumps that I don't know if I read that right. That help people transition through death and pass on without getting lost. I've seen that in OBE/dreams. We get lost. We get lots of help. Yeah, yeah, some people try to help a lot, but you got to even people think about this. You'll talk to people right now and you'll be trying to get them some good advice and they don't want to hear you. Imagine how it is on the other side when it's intensified, when the depression is intensified, when the anxiety is intensified, when the pain of what you've done and all these things is intensified. Imagine how hard it is to try to get somebody out of their end. It says, for the when you spot a person who is lost, do they ignore you and look away, or can you easily get their attention? A lot of times they'll try to walk away from you. Like, yeah, but that's why you got to kind of, it's kind of like you got to blend in with them. You got to kind of act like them. Sometimes, even if they acting ignorant, sometimes you get over there and start acting ignorant with them. You know what I'm saying? You can't, all the time, you can't just come and be like, you're lost, right? They're going to be like, get out of my face. They might even try to fight you. You know what I'm saying? You got to come to them at ease. Like, hey, you want to go somewhere? I know this place. I know this place we can go. It's higher. It's better. You want to go to this place? Now I'm just saying that shit because I'm thinking of ways that I could do it, but because I'm still trying to figure out what's the best ways to do soul retrieval. It says there's a therapy form called IFS, internal family systems. It's amazing for this. You get to work with all your trauma and anxieties. I recommend it. Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Have you ever seen that movie Cell? The ending of it when all the people was just roaming around the cell tower in circles in a zombie-like state. No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I might check that out. It says I met a guy who astral project and he is a soul retriever. He go in OB out of body and try to help the souls that's lost. And he said there are souls who don't want help. I don't understand that. Yeah, there's souls that don't want help. One of my other friends, he didn't want no help. I like, you can get up out of here, right? He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I like it here. I said, well, then. I guess heaven does have a ghetto. No, Tupac's right. But I don't want to be here. Fuck that. Yeah, it's sad. It's like, why would you want to stay? But some people pass and they be in such a lost state, low vibrational state that they don't want to get up out that sucker. They want to stay in a lost state. You know, have you ever heard of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth? They talk about transition to the other side of OBEs. Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't read it and read like I haven't tapped into it too much. Like I told y'all, like a lot of times, like I used to read about a lot of stuff like that: Egyptian culture, the African culture, Chinese, Hindu, all that stuff. But the thing is why I don't do it the same reason why when I was younger I wouldn't listen to other music when I was trying to make music because it would influence me to either mimic what they do. But when it comes to out of bodies, when it's a lot of different texts that you got in your head, you start to see different deities and you seeing all these different. It's like, am I creating it? So I don't want to. I want to feel like when I meet somebody in an out of body, I don't know who they is. They can tell me their name, and then I can look it up, and then I can verify that my out of body is actually real. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I know it's real, I still be trying to debunk shit because you know what I'm saying? I'm just a critic sometimes, even for myself. I'll be like, I want to know. So when I meet someone, I'll be like, hey, they tell me something, I look it up, like, hold up, that's some real shit. Like when I learned about the fourth eye, I was like, when I first learned when he first told me about fourth eye, I was like, I ain't never heard of that shit. It must not be real. And I looked it up. I started looking it up, researching it. Nobody was talking about fourth eye, the fourth eye, the fourth eye. I'm like, well, where the fuck? They said that's how I got to walk in the spirit. Like, how the hell, what the fuck? But you also got them realms where the spirits is living a life like this, but they are working. They do eat food. They do party. They do watch TV. They do fight. But it's not as chaotic as some of the lower places, because there's some places that are hella low. You know what I'm saying? It's some dark places too. It's some very dark places. Like I was telling y'all about them ones that I was calling them like bounty hunter type spirits. I don't know if they was out there trying to find people that was in the out of body, or they was trying to find rogue spirits that's been trying to be on the loose, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, be on the loose, causing problems. It says that's why it's important to learn and awaken while here in this reality, because when we cross over, you'll know where to go and there's a better place. Facts. That's a fact. And that's like, it seemed like it's so hard to get, like when you talk about these experience, like when I talk about there is negative entities, there are negative beings, there are things that, like we call demons. There are those things that's existing independently, not from your thoughts. There are beings that's like that. It's so hard for people to grasp because they don't want that thought in their head that that's a possibility. But you won't have to worry about that if you get yourself right here. You know what I'm saying? Religion doesn't teach us this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Religion just keep us basically lost. That's why a lot of people that's be like, I'm a Christian, I'm this and that, and or I'm Muslim. Oh, I'm good. Then they die and they lost. because you're not seeing what you thought you was gonna see, or you're seeing something totally different than what you believed. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me read it right here. It says, but they're saying that the 12 heavens will open up now and everyone will be happy and the Christians will be raptured. And they've been saying that for a long time now, so they've been saying that for a long time. There's a doctor that had an NDE. He found himself in a place with vines, animal faces. He was there for a while. Then he thought, I don't belong here. Then a light slash portal came and took him. Yeah. When they come to that realization, like, I don't supposed to be here, it's easy. It's like, yeah, let me get up out of here. Hold on, let me read. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Timeless soul with the 499 talking about. But yeah. What was that last one? Yeah. But you can get it. That's what I'm saying. You can get out of these places easy once you know. Once you know, you can get out easy. Because especially if you're somebody that if you learned how to have out of bodies or anything, or even if you just listening, and you know that you can get out of there. You can create a portal just with your doing this. You can be like, all you got to do is think of something like love or anything. You can think of a destination. It might not be the exact destination that you're trying to think of, but you can think of that and create a portal right in front of you and go straight through that portal. Fourth thought, what type of environment do you envision yourself to be in and when you pass? You know what? I want to be at peace. I still want to be able to kick it with my family. I still want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, have fun, but not like the negative. Like, I want to be able to just chill and relax. I'm at the point where peace is what I want. You know, when I was younger, I realized that I didn't want peace because when I went to those peaceful realms, I got bored. But I'm at the point now where I want peace. But that could still change because I'm still, you know what I'm saying, I ain't passed yet. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow or about 10 years from now, if I'm still here, I might not, I might just want to be in a state of in a formless place that I was at, where it was just formless energy just flowing around. You know what I'm saying? We change, but I really want to just travel throughout the dimensions, to be honest with you. I want to be able to go where I want to go because you can just kind of travel. But the thing about it is people who pass and they in a low vibratory state, they can go to a certain level, but they can't go any higher. You know what I'm saying? They can't go higher because they vibration does not match with with a certain vibration. Now, can they vibrations raise? I'm not sure because I would have to actually be, you know, so I have to ask that question. But can they energy actually raise while they passed away in another realm and try to go to higher places? Not sure, but I do know I want to be right to the point where I can go to higher levels to the point where I can travel almost anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to kick it. Let me see my cuz. He over there being a knucklehead in some of them little lower rounds. I'm gonna go try to save him. You know what I'm saying? But let me see what I miss. It says, how do you know someone or something is an energy vampire? How do you know? Because they try to attack you and they be trying to drain your energy. Like it's like you can feel it. But I ain't gonna lie, I haven't felt it a lot because I be putting them paws on shit. You feel me? I had one that came to me and I talked about it that looked like a being of light, and it was trying to put his hands on my back, wanted me to lay over, and so he could put his hands on my back. I already knew what he was doing. Well, I didn't know what he was doing, but I felt a bad presence. So I was like asking him a bunch of questions. But the whole time he was just trying to take my energy. And he told me that because he said, I'm tired of y'all asking all these questions. You're a protector and you're one of the best. And that's why I need your energy. And when he said that, I commenced to whipping that ass. Sounds exciting. I want to be a nomad and just travel the other side. Yeah, that's what I want to do. It's- so if you do have a belief before you pass on to the other side, like seeing Jesus would be one for some, wouldn't that mean you're putting yourself in a delusional state slash dream state? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't believe Yeshua was an actual person. Some people believe he was. You know what I'm saying? I believe that it was a figure named Yeshua. Now, the Jesus, I don't know because the J didn't exist, so that name didn't exist. So I don't know about that. But the text is old. I mean, it's not old. It's one of the youngest religions, but you also got to understand that um, the Ethiopians have the oldest Bible, and there was a lot of scriptures that was taken out the Bible, and the Bible was manipulated. So the Bible is not bad. It's been manipulated. If you read the book of Enoch, you'll see a lot of stuff that'll make you say, huh. You know what I mean? The guy, the soul retriever said souls dead. Some don't know they're dead and don't understand what's going on. They gotta be helped. And you're right. They must have a frequency that match. Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. He's telling the truth. It says, I'm all for whooping ass. Don't mess with me. And I won't mess with you for sure. For shit show. Let me see. Thank you. MK Visions. Appreciate you for that 5.99. Thank you. Great live. I'm heading to work. Gonna rewatch it later. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I hope you're a man because I just called you brother. If you're not, I apologize. Because your name don't say if you're a man or woman, so I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I just see MK Visions. It says, so go any further to upper levels. If their frequency is low, they will thrive in lower levels only. They can go to levels that's decent. You know what I'm saying? Because they can go places that's decent where it's not so much chaotic energy around, so much chaotic people and stuff. And I do believe that they can be helped and go to a better place because when you helping them, you're also giving them, like, you're actually sending them energy. Like you can take somebody, like you can hold their hand and be like, here, and like raise their vibration up. I don't know exactly. I did it on accident one time, so I can't tell you how. I just did it on accident. I did it twice, actually. I beat this dude up and I was choking him out, and he was turning old and his teeth started falling out. And I was like tripping because I'm like, how the hell is his teeth falling out? Because I'm in an out of body. He shouldn't even have no damn teeth that could fall out. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't, his teeth shouldn't fall out, but he turned real old while I was holding him on the ground because he was trying to mess with me. His teeth started falling out. His face got wrinkly. And then I did something. I was feeling kind of bad. I did something. And then next you know, it's like he rejuvenated. And he was positive after that. Like he was real positive. At first, he was an asshole. I had to put them paws on it there. You know what I'm saying? So, it says, I'm a man, bro. You are right. Okay, okay. I didn't want to be making no mistake. I'm like, I am a woman. Because I was at a Dollar General, and it was a okay, let me how do I explain this without, what I'm saying, getting canceled before I can even be somebody. But it was a person behind the counter, and when I was leaving because they had a beard, I said, "Thank you, sir." And I, trying to be polite. She got mad at me because it wasn't a sir, it was a she, I guess. And she said, "I'm not a sir, I'm a ma'am." I said, "Oh my God. That don't sound like a ma'am to me, sir." No, just playing. But let me. It says, "What up, 4th Eye? Random question: are you gonna buy GTA 6 when it comes out in 6 months? I remember you have mentioned GTA San Andreas before, or do you not play games anymore?" I haven't played a game in a minute, but I would like to play that game. I like San Andreas. I mean, I like the Grand Theft Auto and stuff. I would get it. But yeah, them lower places, like, man, I done seen some creatures, little creatures, little demonic creatures just running around, and they just be laughing and shit. And it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck is these little diamond laughing motherfuckers over here? Like, they don't like, they didn't like try to attack me or nothing because I was just floating. I was just floating and looking. And the whole time I was floating, because I was younger, that's when a lot of fear was still in me. While I was floating, I was just like, I'm looking up. I don't see nowhere I can fly up to. When I look up, all I see is darkness. But I'm floating. But there's a light all around me. And I'm just seeing these weird looking creatures. They running up the steps and they just looking, they just laughing. And I'm like, oh hell no. I'm sitting floating around that sucker. I said, let me wake up. Let me go out here, wake up. I don't want to see this shit. So I get why people don't want to hear about it. I get why people don't want to see it. But that's why I'm trying to get people to understand you don't have to see it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to see it. Get yourself right now, because it's not just about having the out of body experience. It's about getting your mind right, getting your emotions right, getting your vibrations up. Don't. Well, I'm about to say don't take it seriously, because it matters. It really matters about like you getting your feelings in check, getting your emotions in check, dealing with your trauma, doing all that stuff. It matters a lot, especially when you pass on. You want to pass on with a clear mind. It says, imagine getting into a brawl with a he/she in the Astral. I think I have. No, it's says, do you think there's someone's thought form? No, no, nah. It's just some stuff that's there. Some people don't. Some people. I mean, I'm not saying that y'all have to believe that though. I'm not saying y'all have to believe that as y'all's truth. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody gonna learn from. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna learn how they learn. They're gonna figure out what's the truth eventually. You know what I'm saying? It says, and getting over fear is important too. Yeah, getting over fear is very important. Getting over conquering that fear, using the fear for what it's like, using that fear to conquer certain things. I'm sorry, I got these dang socks on. I've been trying to take these socks off on the slick this whole time. I'm a country boy. I like to be barefoot. Like, but yeah, it says collective thought form, not collective thought form. I don't know why everybody think that anything that's negative is like thought forms. Like, where did this come from? Where did somebody like where did the concept of everything negative being thought forms come from? Because that's there. You have negative thought forms that you can create, and people also have their thought forms that they can create. But everything is not a thought form that we created. Some things are just there, just like the positive things, just like the angels, just like the guides, just like you know what I'm saying? Just like they are there. You got the negative ones that's there. As above, so below. You know what I'm saying? They war with stuff. They fighting the negative stuff too. You know what I'm saying? You feels me? It says, have you heard of Darnella Ford? She helps suicide victims on the other side transition, and suicide survivors on this side, as well as other tasks. Was interviewed on Out of Body Story podcast. I might check that out. Out of Body Stories. Okay, thanks for explaining that. I hope I explained that right. I don't know if I got to the point I was trying to get to. It says probably Darius' teachings and people taking it too far, believing everything is a thought form. I don't know. I don't know. It might, because sometimes you can say something, it could be misinterpreted. You might say something and then it'd be like, oh, they might have took it a different way. You know what I'm saying? But everything is not a thought form. Because the thought forms are easy to get rid of. Thought forms are very easy to get rid of. You can just think like, hey, get up out of here. They gone. It's some stuff out there that you try to do that with. Yeah. You try to do that with that, you're going to have to fight. You can feel their power. Like, even though you have the power to get rid of them, you can feel their power. Them thought forms, you don't necessarily feel it. You might have fear because you don't understand what you're seeing, but you don't feel it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It says, so people that pass over and being in fear must be horrible for them. I mean, I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to experience it. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else too, that a lot of people that nobody, I think I never heard anybody talk about. Sometimes y'all be having these dreams and they be kind of weird. You be in a place that you've never seen before, and it's kind of like you might be in the apartments, and you might. And I didn't want to say this because some people might take it the wrong. They might be like, "Damn, this some bullshit." You're dreaming of those apartments. You're dreaming of like being in the hood, and you dream. You could be dreaming. That could be a memory of yours. That could be a memory of yours when you were one of those people that was lost in that realm. You could be seeing a light, like it'd be like I seen a different life I was living in. Whoop de whoop. Yeah, that was a different life. You was living in a lower realms. So it was over being nah. But some not for everybody, because some people like that shit. Some people like that chaos. That's basically where is God in all of this going on above, below, here, there? If God really exists, why doesn't it help here now and after death? That's sad. Shit. Um, Free will. Understanding who you are and having a free will to be able to say, look, I can go where I choose. You gotta pick a side. Nah, don't get manipulated. But it's the fact that in this reality that we living in, people they push all these agendas, they push all these ideologies on us to the fact where so many people are confused because look, you got Muslims, you got Christians, then in the Christian community, you got all these different denominations that's like, I'm a Christian, but I'm a pescatarian. Not that pescatarian, like it's a diet. I'm Baptist, I'm this, I'm this, whoop, whoop. It's like, but you're Christian because they believe different things. You got Hindu, you got Buddha, you got all these different religions that confuse people. You got the ancient cultures of Kemet, you got Egypt, um, you got the Anunnaki, the Sumerian texts, and all these different cultures that was before the concept of Jesus or the thought of Jesus being even born. You have all these different religions that already existed, and they all saying damn near the same shit, but different. You know what I'm saying? And now people like, what the fuck do I watch? What the fuck do I what do I believe? What do I believe? This some bullshit. I ain't gonna know what to do when I die. So we're all good. I understand. True. I learned there are 15,000 different religions on this planet. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Then you think about how Christianity came across the world. It came across the world through murder. Hello, brother 4th Eye. I was wondering when we die or you go over the other side, where is our higher self at if it's supposed to be guiding us? I don't under you try to say I don't understand what happens to this character we're playing because you are operating in your lower self. When you allowed your emotions to take over and operate in a lower state, you are no longer operating in your higher self. That's how you end up going to a better place is by operating in your higher self. So people think of the higher self as just being some being that's outside of themselves, but it's in you. Your higher self is a part of you. You have to access it. You have to merge with your higher self. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand. But once you go there and your mind goes straight to negativity, you're no longer in that higher self frequency. It says last week I had a dream that my uncle was showing me an old book. The next day I told my uncle about the dream. He actually had the book, same one in the dream. It was my grandpa's book. Yep, you had a premonition, prophecy. You seen something happen before it was gonna happen. I got a pet gnat, y'all. And I don't know why it's like one gnat that he just stay around. I think it's one of y'all having an out of body and coming through like a net, and I'm gonna have to catch y'all. We're gonna have to catch fade. No. But yeah, no, but The higher self. That's why, like in the out of body, like when you're in an out of body and you're in a situation where you get a little afraid, you be like, higher self, come forth. Just say that. Say it and watch what happens. Your body gonna vibrate because you have to merge with your higher self. Some people will say something came out of nowhere and helped me. It ain't happened for me. Maybe your higher self is outside yourself, but mine's just not. I remember I was told that in one of my experiences because back then, like in '08, people used to always say, if you're in a situation where you feel like you're in danger, calling your higher self. I was doing that shit all the time. And when shit happening, every time it would happen, my body would vibrate. I feel like a vibration. Then I'm like, why is it not happening? I'm gonna have to fight these battles myself. And then when it happened again, I'm like, higher self, come forward. Nothing came forth. Higher self, come forth. Next, you know, it said, you are your higher self. Handle it. Like, I said, okay, word. I'm gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? But the soul trap thing is not necessarily true and it's not necessarily wrong. But you trapping yourself. You trapping yourself because so many people got they pride is too they too prideful. They can't get over certain things. It's people right now that's still thinking that's still mad about something that happened to them when they was 10. Mad at they 50 years old. Mad about something their mama didn't get them when they was 15. My mama never cared about me. My daddy didn't care about me. So and so didn't like me when I was in high school. They used to call me ugly when I was in high school. They said my nose was big, my eyes was too big. They used to call me slew-footed and pigeon-toed. They used to call me everything, and they still holding on to all that, all that negativity when it don't even matter. Who gives a damn? Like now, traumatic situations, that's different. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's harder to get over. So you can kind of give them a little grace, you know what I'm saying? Because that ain't something that you can just easily just be like, it happened. But it's true, it did happen. And you gotta let it go. You can't hold on to that stuff because that's gonna be you're gonna hold on to that and it's gonna be your detriment. You know what I'm saying? You gotta heal. It says healing old trauma is important to grow spiritually, most definitely. Most definitely. You can't be even when you just trying to have out of bodies, you don't want to have all that trauma on you. You don't want to have all that pain on you, all that anger and all that abandonment issues and relationship issues, falling in love, getting your heart broken. Now you can't get right. Now you in the room eating a bowl of ice cream with some peanut butter and some oatmeal cookies and Oreo cookies, and you done gained 100 pounds in a week. just just destroying yourself. It says, so the character we are now doesn't exist in the next lifetime. What happens to this personality self? Or we just recycled by the soul higher self? No, you are yourself. You're not this body, but you are you. Your personality ain't gonna change. You are you. You know what I'm saying? The character that you assuming, it might be the facade that most people put on. Because you gotta think, you grow up, you go to school, you're being taught to be how society wants you to be. You're not actually being who you truly are. You're being what society has wanted, like made you to be. We've been being manipulated since we were children to be what other people wanted us to be. Go to school, learn this, do this, do this. This is how you're supposed to eat. This is how you're supposed to sit at a table. You're supposed to eat with this fork. You're supposed to do this. When you're driving a car, we gotta do this. You can't do this. We've been manipulated throughout our whole lives to be a version of somebody that society wants us to be. And when we step out of line of that desired image, what ends up happening? They start getting locked up. You start getting people don't people don't really fuck with you no more because you're not in that same frequency as they are in. You're free. They live in a box. In your world, the box doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the character still it ain't even just character, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? It's not the character really is the person that you are in this physical, because a lot of times and most people are not being who they are. Just look at people. I not like just look at some people and you could tell people don't be who they really are. Like if you'll meet some of these celebrities and you'll see them on TV and they act a certain type of way and you see them in person, and they just like this, like I thought you were cool, but you a little weird. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of weird celebrities. I would be telling people, if you meet me, I'm gonna be the same person you see on this damn camera. I'm gonna talk shit. You anybody that know me, anybody that work with me, they'll tell you. I don't care if you're new. As soon as I see you, I'm talking shit. I'm a shit talker. I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh, but I'm talk shit. They'll be like, he don't even know me. He talking shit to me. Hey, buddy, get used to it, man. That's just me. Yep, got some family like that. Yep. That's why a lot of times people get on that journey, they end up being going through isolation. It says, so you mean to tell me there are dead souls who are being deceitful and devious on the other side? Oh, most definitely. Oh, most definitely. Yes, yes, it is. And most people would never see it though. And that's the good thing. Most people would never experience it. That's why I don't knock people when they say like, "Oh, this is this and that." I don't. The only thing that kind of gets me sometimes is when people think that the negative spirits is always thought forms. That kind of because it discredits it. Because it's like when you say it's just a thought form, and it's like you're saying it's not real. And then if I tell you that, okay, yes, a thought form, and then you have an experience and you encounter this being, and you realize this is not a thought form. Now I look like the liar. Now I look like the deceitful one. Now I look like the person that's manipulating people to go to a place thinking that it's all love and light, and they get their ass whooped. You know, I don't want to be that guy. I do not want to be that guy because I've been to very low places and I've been to very high places. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit up here and say I haven't seen that negative shit. No, I've seen it. I've seen people doing like some crazy shit that I probably won't even say because I don't want my channel to get fucked over. It said time does not operate the same in infinity. Every lifetime is happening at the same time in the now. That's what you're trying to say? Yeah. Oh, you was talking to okay. My bad. But yeah, it's some things that I won't even say on here because it's a little too graphic. And I don't know about YouTube they rules and stuff too much. So I'd be like, should I say that? But I didn't seen people pulled apart and put back together type shit. My younger sister was such a lovely person, but had a lot of trauma and was found dead in the garden. She liked to have a drink. She was so kind. Yeah, but not. But this is the crazy part, and this is what kind of don't be making sense to me sometimes, is that you will have a person that you would think would be lost. And you'll be like, this person will probably be lost. And then if you have the experience, you see him, you be like, hold up, you made it? Like, what the fuck? You didn't see a person that you think gonna make it to a better place and they lost. It's crazy. It's crazy because we don't know how people's minds are. We can like y'all can talk to me, y'all can see me on the internet this whole time. And y'all can look at me and be like, he be always joking, he be always laughing, he must be always in a good mood. But you don't know the stuff that I'll be dealing with outside of this. I got shit that I be stressed out about. You know what I'm saying? And I don't hide, I ain't got shit to hide. So y'all know the situation I've been going through. You know what I'm saying? So it be shit I be going through. I just learned how to live life and not take stuff so seriously. You know, not to the point where I just be like neglectful, but you just gotta live life, you know. Shit gonna happen. You just gotta be prepared when it does. It says, I've heard that God's source has made itself to be more than one God in the different construct Darius talks about. So is God a collective consciousness? I don't really I don't really I'm not a student of Darius, so I don't know exactly like the what his theory is on that. I don't know if you saying it to like if you're trying to say like, do I feel the same way he feels? Is that what you're trying to say? Let me keep that up because I don't want to confuse it and say the wrong thing. And say don't answer the question. Because the way I look at, we are all a part of God. We are all like, it's like Say like for instance, say if it was a big fucking ball, a light, and that ball said, I want boom, boom, and it just started piecing itself off. Create. We are creative beings. We are all God. We are all a part of God. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we over I think sometimes we gotta simplify this shit. We gotta sometimes it's some of the stuff that I be hearing, it sounds so I think it can confuse a lot of people that's not on the level yet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like concepts that they be like, what? But they gonna agree with it. I don't know. I'm just leave that at that. It says we are the spark of the source. We can choose to return to that source or go your own journey. I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, la. It says being spiritual is a good thing, but we are still human and deal with shit. Yes, for sure. Timeless. Are you talking to Timeless? So hope you heal from that. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, for sure. Sorry for yes. Because that's something hard to deal with right there. Aspects of God experiencing itself as us. Yes. Yep. Same exact way I think of it. Yes. Yeah. That's why we like it's like you like you think God don't God like when I think about source where we or what we all are part of, it has to have negative and positive. It has to be balanced. You can't be all positive. If I'm all positive, you can punch me in my face right now and I ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. But if I have a little bit of that where I can tap into it, you punch me in my face, I'm gonna knock your head off if I can. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might get your ass whooped. I said I didn't got hit so hard one time. I screamed so loud in my head, my brain almost melted. I got hit. I didn't say a word. Nobody heard me say nothing. I said, mm. In my head, I was like, oh my God, oh my Lord, he's strong. Why he's so strong? Let me stop being stupid, man. I gotta stop being stupid. I don't want to return to the source. I want to live forever. You will live forever, even if you return to source. Thank you, Daisy and Fourth. Glad to be here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that afterlife stuff, it gets deeper. Trust me, it gets deeper. And I wish that a lot more people would start talking about the things that they've experienced in these lower places. But it seemed like a lot of people don't even mention that they exist. You know, it's like they don't. It's like because I be trying to look for it. I be trying to see it when people talking about it because I be like I want to see if they experience what I've experienced. I'll be like, yeah. But at the same time, it's not a bad thing if they haven't experienced it because maybe they just, maybe they vibration too high. They don't need to experience. They got a different mission. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be like, this seems like something that people should know, even if they're afraid of it. It's like when you watch a scary movie, you don't turn off the channel. You be still watching that scary movie. So watch me. No, you know what I'm saying? It says returning back to source doesn't mean you cease to exist. You just merge back to the infinite. It's like take a cup of water from a pool. Then when you're done pouring that water back. Yeah. For shizzle, my nizzle. It says because people don't want to be considered crazy or demonic, so they don't say anything. Yeah, that's true. Because they be like, you went to hell? Your energy must be low. They don't think about it. You might have went to what they consider as hell so that you can see and so that you can know that or that you can understand that you can have the power to get people out of there. That might be part of your mission. That might be part of your job. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much it's so many people out here that they don't want to hear anything you got to say when you're talking about these subjects because everything is woo woo and new spiritual was that new age spirituality and all that stuff. But I don't think nothing wrong with people that's like new age or what the only thing that's wrong is that it's like I don't know if they really like this, but this is what the people in the what's that the reincarnate what's the the group I make the video about. These people, they say that the new age people thinks everything is love and light. I don't know if that's true because I don't even know who's a part of the new age spirituality, because I don't really hear people say like I'm new age. Like, why would you say you new age? Hi, in your opinion, what is the higher self? The higher self is you. It's just a version. It's a version of you. You got a lower self too. You have a lower self as well. I believe it's called the lower astral. Yeah, people call it the lower astral, but it's the spirit realm. New age is bullshit. Yeah, they call it the lower astral, but I'm not mad at it. But that's just a spiritual realm. That's just what I call it. I just call it the spiritual realm because it says I'll be like, you new age, what? Yeah, I don't really know what the new age I don't know what the new age really consists of to be considered new age. Because I have out of bodies and somebody be like, oh, you're a part of that new age stuff. It's like, what? No. When did you see me join a group? When did you see me when did you see me join some group that called New Age spirituality? I've been hearing that stuff tossed around everywhere. It's like people have called me New Age, and I'm like, I'm not New Age. This is old age. God damn it. Shit. This information ain't new. Why would I call it new? It don't even make sense. Not no shot at. If anybody in here is New Age, you know what I'm saying? No offense, but it's not new. This stuff ain't new. Unless you're doing something that I never heard of. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Nah, for real. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff out there. Like, and some people don't even believe the angels is good. They're like, these angels is wicked. You know what I'm saying? Because they discernment is not good. If you look at if you feel like, oh, these beings is they manipulate me, what they try to do, your discernment is not good. Your intuition is off. It says, but it just goes to show how many different ways people minds and beliefs can go. Yeah, for sure. I was at my boy Prop. And you what's happening, Prop? It says when one turns a new age, it's supposed to represent wisdom, right? Mm, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's something I had to think on. But I just never really understood what the new age movement was. I'm talking about, like, when I say new age, I'm talking about like what it consists of or what people really do. Like, I'm like, what does it all entail? Like, is it because you have out of bodies, or you do card readings, or you a psychic? Is that people just putting you in this group because you do something that they don't understand? Like, what is that? What is it? This isn't new. It's the truth. Yes. That's what I believe. Like, why didn't they just call it some old age, you know what I'm saying? Old spirituality. Yes, some angelic beings are evil. Yeah. But they not angelic beings. If it's an angelic being and it's evil, it's a principality. That's a fallen angel. That's a fallen angel. At least according to religion. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's trying to fool you. Yeah, because like, no, the real angel ain't gonna be on that type time. It says, I think New Age is tied to the idea of the white brotherhood. Alice Bailey writings. The ideas sound nice, but there's a top down total. I'm still kind of confused about what it is. It says maturity. Yeah, it represents maturity, new age. For some people, I don't know. Not everybody, because there's some people I work with, and I'll be like, you kind of old, but you don't. And me too. I'll be still acting like a kid. No, maybe the church labeled new age because it's not church. Yeah, I believe that's possibly true. But I just don't understand because new age give it this thing where it's like this new stuff that some people just came up with out the blue. And because that's what I think of when they say, oh, this person new age. What you mean I'm new age? You know what I'm saying? It's like they trying to say, oh, they didn't just created this bullshit. out the blue and they trying to push it on everybody else. This new age type of shit with these young folks out here hugging trees and making bonfires and making babies. Says new age kind of wacky to me. I mean, I don't really know what it is to be honest with you because I don't know who considers themselves new age. I might see somebody that's new age and be like, you know what, everything they say is correct. Look up Dolores Cannon. That's new age. Okay, Dolores Cannon. I've heard her name so much. I'm definitely gonna have to look her up because I'm like, I know they must be doing some spirituality. I mean, it's spiritual, but I don't think it should be called new age. They need to change the name something else. I still don't think, and I understand what Prop was saying too. Like, does it something new? Like, a new age represents something that's becoming more mature. But no, I don't know. But it's like if the belief is that, because I don't know if that, because people they make videos about other people and kind of talk a little bit of shit about other people's beliefs, like the people that's talk about the reincarnation and the trap. They might be saying some bad things about people that's in new age, and it might not all be true. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really judge. It's something that I have to really look into to get my own perspective on what it is, because I don't necessarily. I have a certain amount of, like, certain things I won't watch. I manage what I put in my subconscious. You know what I'm saying? So certain things that I will not watch. If I see something that look a little bit too, like if I'm watching something and I'll be like, if I'm watching it and I'll be like, nah, this is off. I'm just gonna turn that shit off. Like I used to, like I told y'all, I used to be afraid, not afraid, but when I used to see people channel, that shit used to freak me the fuck out. I used to turn that shit so fast. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like that shit, that shit used to trip me out. Like I know some people doing that shit and they real, but that shit didn't seem real to. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how was you just talking to me normal and then you just started talking like you was a 55-year-old uh little gnome? Hold on, let me. I'm a channel for y'all. Hold up, let me tap into it. I've seen somebody do that. I said, well, hello. Hmm. Yes. So, hello there. How are you guys doing today? Uh, I said, why you say? Hey, the entity was like, oh my god, I gotta breathe. Why you better breathe? You in a physical body now. Well, hello. I had to be spazzing. I was like, what the fuck? Hey, caught me all complete guard because I'm watching, I'm listening. I'm like, this is normal. This is normal. Well, I was like, what? What? How? What? How? Hold up now. You done just messed up everything. I was listening to it. But then when he started talking, he was saying some real shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, he's saying some real shit, but his voice is distracting me. You know what I'm saying? His voice was just throwing me the hell off. Well, if you go to the seventh and the fourth dimension, that you will go to and place that the divine light will shine on you. But his eyes were closed the whole time. I'm like, yeah, you got me fucked up, dog. Don't be playing with me like this. Let me see what this. It says allowing another being to take over your body isn't cool. Yeah, I'm not really with that. You know what I'm saying? So when a person learns to leave the body like you do and feels all the love there, do you have the free will to stay there and not come back, or higher self doesn't allow it? I mean, I've wanted to stay, and I had to bring my black head back. So I don't know. Maybe I mean it's all about when it's really your time to really go. Is you over? You ain't gonna go until it's time. That's why I'm not afraid of that. Like people don't understand. I can be in a room that I know is dangerous, and I know if it happens today, it's just gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about it. When that clock, when they hit that, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. Why be afraid of it? You know what I'm saying? It says dairy Anchor channels, Bashar and Zeta Gray. Bashar and oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. So is his name Derry Anka? If I'm saying that right? Yeah, I've seen him. He do that stuff. He do it too. He be what is a Zeta Gray? But yeah, I've seen him do that too. I don't know if he do it. I seen a woman doing it. She freaked me the hell out. She said, "Well, hello. Ah, well, you know." I'm like, what the fuck? Why so dramatic? We ain't got no calm entities that want to come through and just be like, hey, cuz, be like Snoop Dogg. Hey, cuz, when you travel to the seventh dimension, cuz, you already know what time it is. You in the shide of I need to channel some stuff like that. Let me channel an old pimp. For the aren't we in a new age, the age of Aquarius? But I don't think that has none. I don't think that has nothing to do with like the spirituality type system. Like I'm trying to like, is that are you saying that that's where New Age come from? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where did the what is it? What is it in like? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm trying to figure out where did it come from and why is it called New Age? Is that why it's called New Age? Because it's been around for a long time. Like I've heard New Age for a long time, but it's nothing really new about it. You know what I'm saying? All the psychic abilities, the astral projection, the out of body experiences, all the other stuff is like all that stuff is old. They've been doing that in Africa for years. They've been doing that in other countries, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, everywhere. They've been doing that stuff for years. India, China, them big hit aliens are Zeta Gray, supposedly from the Zeta. Okay, okay. Oh, you was talking to somebody else. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah. Let me keep on receding. Zeta Gray is a being from the constellation system that channels, and he speaks on topics of the future and our past. For sure. Say, brother 4th Eye, how often do you do these live YouTube chats? I've been trying to do them once I get off of work. Like I've been trying to do one every day. To be honest with you, at least for now. I don't know if until I find me some days that I want to. And then on the weekends, I try to do one on Friday or Saturday, but I want to do both days. To be honest with you, it says, "Are they benevolent?" Benevolent. I can never say that word right. Benevolent. It says the new age is when the Eastern culture slash meditation. I said slash Eastern culture, meditation, mind, body, soul stuff hit the Western world. It was. I don't know. I said it was the 70s. Yogis brought it all to the West. Okay, okay, okay. That makes sense. But why they call it new? Oh, they just said it was new age, basically because this was something that came about that they didn't really understand it because they was stuck on their religious beliefs. So it's basically the same stuff that everybody over here that having out of bodies and all this stuff. So okay, that makes sense. It says, I think the new age stamp is similar to showing a cell phone to someone in the 1300s and they ban you from the town because of the town. Sorcerer. I got you on a pile of sticks. Hey, burn this motherfucker up. He's a sorcerer. So basically, New Age was born with the flowers, with the flower child hippie era. Okay, yeah. Because that was one of them eras, they was getting crazy. It said that I cannot answer with a for sure response. I struggle with that myself, with wondering if the grays are benevolent or not. I'm assuming. Yeah, I be struggling with that too myself. I mean, look, because you never really know. You never really know if they on some weird shit. Then you got people that say that the aliens is demons. Like I've been saying stuff about that. They were like, they really demons. It's like, God dang, is everything demons? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that was a demon. You tell somebody in the church, I had an out of body and I went and seen an angel. That was a demon. What the fuck? Do you have an email? Yes, it's in my bio. It's in my YouTube bio. Was it 4ThEyeLive1111 at gmail.com? I said, yeah, that's right. I think that's right. I don't be remember that stuff. Y'all remember? I'm like young old. You know what I'm saying? I got an old soul, but I got a you know what I'm saying? I'm not that old. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm old. I'm unk. Unk now. Yeah, I'm just here to I'm really just here so I can really I don't want to hide information from people. I be feeling like sometimes like I feel like even me sometimes I get to a point where I'm like holding too much stuff back and it's not really teaching people anything because it's like I'm not being authentic in some ways. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Man, you gotta collab with Jeannie Dot on the live. Y'all both funny as fuck. I wanna see that. Maybe one day that'll happen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's a smart dude. I fuck with Jeannie Dot. He so I wish that I was like that I got tapped in. So I mean I was tapped in early. Like I woke up and I was having out of bodies early, but I wasn't spiritual early. You know what I'm saying? So I was just having out of bodies. I was a hood booger having out of bodies. But Genie Dot is very smart and I like the way he break down his concepts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. Even though I don't break down my stuff that way, I like that he does it that way. You know what I'm saying? We say at fourth that, yeah, why would an evil spirit be flying an aircraft? Yeah, like he should just be teleporting to our ass and be like, yeah, go do this. You can hopefully tell from people's vibes if they are demons. Yeah, you can. You can feel that energy if you feel it. Yeah, Genie Dot is funny. Yeah, Genie Dot is dope. And he be pushing that content out. He be having some good topics too. Genie and I did a stream together. Oh, y'all, I didn't know y'all did a stream together. I'm gonna have to look at that. It says that's propagate for real. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna check that out too. I didn't even know y'all did that. I might need to put a notification bell on your stuff because I don't never see it pop up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Genie Dot smart. I want like him, Alchemist. Um, who is it? I'm talking. I want because I don't think Genie Dot. I think he been around for a minute, but it's a few guys out here that's really killing it, and they really giving out good information, and I fucks with it. I fucks with it. Genie Dot Complex. It says Genie Dot Complex. Got to listen to it twice. Yeah, he pretty dope. He breaks it down, and you know yeah. Y'all know who he is. Y'all see his videos, and if you ain't seen his videos, go check out his videos. You know what I'm saying? And check out the Alchemist, and check out all the other. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's talking about this. See, some people they like to get on a when they find somebody that they listen to, and it's fine. Sometimes you got to binge watch. I done been there. I done binge watched a lot of people. Be like, man, I just like the information and stuff. But even if you disagree with some stuff that people say, there's always some truth in it. Unless you're dealing with somebody like that old dude that used to be on that the one that had the coat, Nature Boy. Unless you listen to somebody like him, if you listen to somebody that's like him and start acting like he Jesus, you need to run because you're about to have to drink the Kool-Aid, buddy. I guess people fear the pain that death, if pain is ever involved. I had an OBE where we drove over a cliff, but I decided to exit my body before hitting the ground, then appeared into another life. That's dope, actually. You're like, I don't even want to feel this pain. Whoop. You ever heard of Rod Cloud? I actually have heard of that name, but I don't know who that is. Like, but I've heard of that name, and I probably have seen their videos. So I don't want to say that I haven't seen their videos because that name sounds. Wait, is that the light skinned dude? That's the bald head light skinned dude. That sounds like somebody that was out when I was making videos back in 2008. Back in 2008, 2009. So, you alchemist, bro? What the fuck? Oh, it says that Firelight. Yep. We go live usually every Saturday at 4 p.m. PST. Yeah, yeah, they do. It says he rock cloud remote views and talks on topics of political issues and reptilian agendas. But I'm gonna have to look him up because that sounds like somebody that I know from back in the day. That sounds like somebody that I know from back in. That sounds like a dude. He used to have. It was a guy that when I was back in like 2008, 2009. He used to be making these things, and they look dope as hell. It says no. It says no. He always wears shades and a hat. Check him out, Rock Cloud. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look it up right now because I need to see because that name sounds so familiar. It remind me that it gave me a flashback when I first started. Because when I first started making videos, I used to be nah. I guess I wait. Oh no, I have seen that dude. I haven't watched the video, but I've seen. I think I seen him on a short video. Yeah, I know you're talking about. We go stream before. It says we go stream before that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. I missed the comment. It says across many Indies say they left their body before any pain. I noticed that too. And a lot of people feel like death is gonna be super painful and stuff. I don't feel like death is gonna be that painful. Cause when you separate from that body, you ain't feeling none of that. Now the process to getting to it sometimes, long as you don't live a crazy life and you don't be out here careless and just trusting any and everybody, you should be just fine. You should be perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Don't be dealing with people out here that be trying to do some crazy shit. That's what scared me about my sister sometimes because she has those mental health issues and she be out there. I'd be like, women gotta really protect themselves. I mean, be in a safe environment. I don't care how tough you think you is, you were like, I beat a man up. No, when you in a certain environment, it's a man that can overpower you. Like, don't be out here being silly. What's becoming awake? Welcome, welcome. It says, I seen it for sure on one of my favorite ones. Also the one with Genie Dot I seen. I didn't realize you was alchemist. I quote you a lot, not knowing you be in these lives. Yeah, you do. You do be quoting them a lot. But nah, I just want I really just want people to get out of the he thought that's prop. It's not the he's like he like what it's like you being he like in the background moderating and he think you did a video with the you did the video with somebody. You and somebody did a video with somebody. I think it was the alchemist or what's the other guy's name? I can't remember the other guy's name. He come from Darius too. Um I can't remember his name. Soul Traveler. Yeah. Did y'all do one with Soul Traveler? My mom suffered a lot before she died because of a heart infection. This was a few years ago. Dang. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. Well, not you know what I'm saying? She good. I don't be sometimes when I say sorry for your loss, I don't feel like that's the right words. Because it's like, why? Like, I don't know. It don't feel right to say that to somebody. I don't know. It's like being on Facebook and somebody be like, so and so died, and then we be putting hearts all over it or liking it. And I'm like, why are we liking the fact that they? But it's we gotta learn. I gotta get used to these words. It says, right, heard of it too. What an awesome thing. But yeah, my condolences to you becoming awake. It says, now when you die and don't see what religion taught you, yes, you will get mad. You might say, well, damn, well, goddamn, my pastor lied to me. It says, oh, okay, yeah, see, that's what my confusion was. Gotcha. You are right. She's in a better place. I have seen her a few times in lucid dreams. That's what's up. That's file up. My channel description explains everything. MP. Natural projection. That what that mean? Says I'm back. What's happened? What's happened? Yeah. But yeah. Learn who you are, learn how much power you really have, embody it, become it, know who you are for sure. Like, if you're a person who can lucid dream, learn to use your lucid dreams like a practice ground. If you start to use your lucid dreams like a practice ground, when you get into your outer bodies, you'll be in that sucker feeling like you Superman. I appreciate that because I'm old. I be this not acronyms. I remember my niece, she was texting me and she kept putting letters and acronyms. I'm like, what is she talking about? I know I be kind of seeing people be thinking I'm young. I'm almost 40. I'm almost 40. It says, but I do have some fear regarding pain before death and anxiety. That's reasonable. That's understandable. That's understandable. So yeah, no problem. I'm a little slow when it comes to the acronyms and all that stuff. It says, please explain lucid dreams to me. Lucid dreams is where you'll see most of those what people say are thought forms that you create, negative thought forms and stuff. You'll see those more within your lucid dreams. When you're in out of body, you can still have those negative thought forms, but you'll see a lot more of them in your lucid dreams if you start thinking negative. But lucid dreams, because you can do certain things in your lucid dreams, you can levitate, you can move buildings, you can make things change, you can alter things. A lot of almost everything in a lucid dream you can change. You can make the dream collapse into just a white room. I remember one time I was in a lucid dream and I just made the whole dream collapse. And then I entered it. I ended up going into an out of body and I was in a swamp. And while I was walking through this swamp, it was like three other people started walking with me. And we was just walking. Next thing you know, we ended up on this dock. It was a wooden dock, and there was a man on the deal. He was playing with this guitar, but it was like broken, so he wasn't really playing nothing. It was like he was just messing with it. All you can hear is like the strings. I don't know if you know any of y'all play guitar or anything, but when the strings is loose, they got that little bop bop bop, like he was doing that shit. But lucid dreams can be a good practice ground for you to learn what you can do in the outer body. It says I've had an NDE, not painful, and I got meningitis and was in a coma. Dang. And you made it out. That's what you call a warrior. My son laughs when I ask him what his acronym it means. Yeah, because I don't be knowing that stuff. I be out the loop. Becoming awake, sending love to you. Lost my mom last year. Yeah, everybody sending us some love, man. It says, so when I was in the hospital and was very sick at the time, I remember seeing these beings in the corner of my eyes, but if I tried to look at them directly, they disappear. A lot of times that's how you see them. They be like in your peripheral. I was wondering if they were in the lower astral or a lower vibration state, which is why I was able to see them. Not all the times. Not all the time. Sometimes sometimes it's not what it is. But I can't speak on what you experience like that. Like I can say what I think, but it could be something else. It says, well, my brothers and sisters gotta go to work. Find you soon. Much much to fourth eye and everyone Godspeed. Appreciate you for coming through. It was a blessing. It was a blessing to have you. But yeah, lucid dreams you can do what you can do in a some of the things you can do in an outer body, but you can't do like I was saying, like everything is not a thought form. So you can't just be like disappear and it just disappear. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna come whip that ass, so you got to fight. So go ahead and fight. No, nah, you ain't gotta fight, but you can just lift them up and throw them. Like you ain't even gotta really fight them. But sometimes if you let them get too close and they grab you, you gonna feel it. You're gonna be like, hold up, this motherfucker a little strong. Oh hell no, let me get the foot. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It says any they was dressed like they was straight out the 80s. Yeah. But nah, just like I was saying, everything's not a thought form, and there are beings that can be considered what we say is demonic. Now, I don't really like using that term demonic. You love whooping ass. Only if it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? I gotta protect myself, you know. Sometimes but I'm out that phase a little bit now. I used to be like, I got to a point one time, like having out of bodies and fighting. I got to a point where I was starting to, that was my purpose. That's why I felt like my purpose was go out and whoop ass. So I would, every time I was having out of bodies, I was out there whooping ass. But then I started to tell myself, like, hold up, if I'm coming in here and I'm physically fighting all the damn time, I'm feeding that energy. I'm feeding them. And then at the same time, I was fighting people that was like lost souls. So I wasn't helping them at all. I was scared of them. I was seeing them and I was scared. And I'm like, don't touch me. And I'm putting hands on feet. They sitting there lost, and I was supposed to be there to help them, and I'm whooping their ass. You love whooping their I'm sorry. It says you have to sometimes. They're gonna try you for sure. Oh man, that's funny. I can't. Hey, I used to be out there like I was on some John Wick. I was out there like John Wick. I was looking for them because I'm like, I got to a point. I'm like, if they're gonna be looking for me, I'm gonna be looking for them. So I was out there looking for them. I wasn't even paying attention to what what I could learn and the fascinating things. I get in there and I be looking at everybody. I'll be sitting there just scoping everybody out like, oh, I see one. Oh yeah, I'm about to get on his ass. And I'll go over there and get on his ass. Like I was like, but then I said, man, I gotta stop doing that. Something ain't right about that. Something just ain't right about that. Just constantly fighting all the time. Even though I was liking it, it still was like, am I feeding that negative energy? Because I'm getting to a low vibrational state by fighting them physically, because it's like I'm fighting physically instead of like with my energy or whatever, like lifting them up. Cause you can look at a negative entity, put your hand out in front of them and do like this and imagine yourself crunching them and they will crunch. Like it sound crazy, but it happens. It's some crazy shit. It says I fell out the bed. Yeah, sorry, I had to check my phone real fast. But yeah, you fell out the bed. Why you falling out the bed? But yeah, you can mess some stuff up over there. But I was a straight terrorist, because I didn't know. 'Cause back then I was just having out of body, like, because people think when you say you have out of bodies, like off the bat, you was just spiritual. No, I was not. I was I was like, I ain't gonna say I was religious, but I was super Christian though. But even though I was super Christian, I still wasn't spiritual because I wasn't tapped in fully in Christianity, but I just was trying to find myself, find my way. And then I would backslide. And I end up not really caring about, like, I didn't know nothing about spirituality, meditation, all that stuff. I taught myself how to meditate when I was like 20 something years old because I couldn't sleep after my car accident. So my spiritual journey didn't come from me trying to be spiritual. You know what I'm saying? I was just having out of bodies. Like I was like, oh, I'm having out of bodies. And then I'm like, hold up, okay, let me see what's up with this. Until when I started realizing what was going on, then I was like, hold on, let me tap into learning who I am a little more. And so that kind of put led me on the journey of being into spirituality. Because a lot of people think that as soon as you get into you just wake up and you like, I got it. I'm spiritual. Nah, it don't work like that. Not all the times. It might work for some people, but it didn't work for me. Shoot, I was a gangster. Not. Oh, for real. I'm gonna crunch me some demons. Fuck that. I'm gonna crunch me some demons. Fuck that. Laughing at you, crumbling people up in your OB and whooping ass. Outside, I used to be on some straight up spiritual Assassin's Creed type shit. Says we spiritually mature as we go. Yeah. It take time for some people. It took time for me. I can't sit up here and lie to y'all and act like I started having out of bodies and then next I was just spiritual as hell. Like, nope. I didn't know shit. I knew some Bible scriptures and stuff. I knew some stuff about God. I didn't know nothing. I wasn't The only thing I just knew I had vivid dreams and I was having out of body experiences and sleep paralysis. And I didn't even want that. I wanted it to go away. You know what I'm saying? So my story was a little different. You know what I'm saying? I was afraid. So when I'm telling y'all, don't be afraid, trust me, I know why you're afraid and why you shouldn't be afraid because I was terrified. You know what I'm saying? I was terrified. Oh, damn, I didn't even read your comment, did I? It says, have you ever heard of Mount Shasta and its spiritual background? Actually, I have heard of Mount Shasta. I think back in '08, it was that group that tried to they had put me on their website. I think they was trying to ask me to go to Mount Shasta back in the day because they was having like a meditation type situation. It looked like it was a nice place to be though. It says, I remember you said a lady um came out of nowhere and told you, Chris, stop that. Stop. That's oh yeah. No, she didn't even I just heard her voice. I just heard her voice in my ear because I was manipulating the reality and stuff, and I was making kids fly and do backflips and stuff. And she kept telling me, "Stop it, Chris. Chris, stop." I was like, "Well, who the fuck is this telling me to stop?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna make her do some backflips." Yee. Chris, stop it. You're messing with their reality. I said, "Damn." I thought this was like just out of my I thought I could do whatever I wanted to. This is bullshit. Nah, for sure, balance is key, especially in this realm. Yeah, for sure. That is key. I remember back in the day when I was like back in the '09 and I was talking about outer bodies and stuff because I would make the videos was real short back then. So you had to crunch everything within a short video. And I was telling them about the these security guards like that I be seeing in these outer bodies and them telling me that there's rules and all this stuff. And the people was in the comments like rules. You mean to tell me that I'm gonna die or I'm gonna have an out of body and it's rules? I was like, damn, I didn't know that was gonna piss people off. I would think rules will keep a little order, you know what I'm saying? Long as you ain't, you know what I'm saying, doing nothing too fucked up. It says, wait, if you do stuff like that, voices can come out of nowhere. You said voices, hold up. I think I'm missing something. If you do stuff like that, voices can come out of nowhere. Mortal Kombat, LOL. Okay. I'm gonna keep that up there for you, timeless. So okay. My condolences for the loss of your mom and sister. May love ever surround you and release healing to your precious heart. Sending you my virtual hugs. Much love. I had to read that just so you can hear it. If you ain't on the channel, you watch it back, you'll see it again. Let me see. Mount Shasta is in California and it's a spiritual place, I believe. A Stargate is there. That's why. Yeah, they say them Stargates is all in Arizona too. I've never been to Arizona. I ain't been to California either. But yeah, I hear about a lot of that stuff. They used to talk about that a lot back in the day. Stargates and all these places. But I ain't gonna lie, it was some people that was on YouTube back in those days that used to kind of creep me out a little bit. They wasn't bad people, but some of them, not all of them, some of them used to kind of have me like because they used to just be doing little weird shit. Like I don't like weird shit, and I'm already weird enough. I don't be needing to see too much weird shit. Don't be telling me you was trying to come see me and shit. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna come out my body and come see you, and I'm gonna slap the shit out you when I see you. Don't come in your don't violate my privacy. You know what I'm saying? It says, yeah, I live in Cali, so I have a deeper pull to go into Mount Shasta. I will one day, one of these days. Oh, you most definitely need to go. You already in Cali. Go ahead and go. Go meditate. Meditate by I want to be in a waterfall. Meditate on a rock right under a waterfall. I see myself in a life. I don't know what life this was. I just know I was an old ass man and I had on I died meditating on a rock, like on the side of a mountain. I was sitting there and I see myself die. And I was like, what the fuck? Was I a guru? What the fuck was I? Because I'm definitely like ghetto as hell now. Ghetto guru. If I look, yes, voices can come out of nowhere. It's strange how you don't know who's watching. Oh, y'all was talking to. Okay, okay. Thank you, Carol. It says we have 12 stargates on our Earth's surface. Not all are active, but a lot are. Antarctica, Florida, Central China, Tibet, and other places. That's dope. That's dope. So that's crazy. Yep. But yeah, I be thinking about what be on my mind a lot, y'all. It be what's after this. Like I always like I don't be worried. I like all the fit it stuff helps. Like meditating in certain places definitely helps. Sun gazing definitely helps. Grounded, walking outside barefoot, it helps. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing to me is people actually being able to not people not dying and not knowing who they are. I'm not saying they don't know who they are, but being lost. I want people to really get to that point where they don't have that fear. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully the fact that I got over my fear. If I got over my fear, I feel like anybody can get over their fear because the amount of fear that was in me was crazy because I was scary as shit. And I know that feeling when you leaving your body. Imagine somebody like this is happening to me naturally. So I would just lay down. I remember I laid down I was at my cousin house, his girlfriend house, and I laid on the floor because we was all in the room just chopping it up and watching TV. And I laid on the floor and I ended up like no, I didn't even pass out there. They was like, I'm gonna they went to the store and I was laid out on the floor for my fault for a split second. Next you know, I'm looking at my arm and it's like these words that I can't understand. It was in a different language. And the words was going all around my arm, but the words was vibrating. And I'm in sleep paralysis. And I'm laying there and I'm just like this. But my eyes ain't open, but I can see everything. And I'm hearing it sound like they coming in the house and I'm laid out. And I'm like, please don't touch me. I'm in sleep paralysis. Cause at this time, I was never really falling in sleep paralysis around people. Usually it was like in the room, nobody really noticed. I mean, nobody was there. So it wasn't like, but when somebody's there and I'm in sleep paralysis, it's like, it be making me mad. Cause I'm like, man, you better not touch me. Don't you touch me. Please don't touch me. Like, that shit used to piss me off. But nobody, then when I would come to, nobody in the house. So it's my absolute honor for sure. It says, so Chris, can you talk about how other beings can be watching your actions out of body? Like the lassie voice telling you stop? Like the lady's voice telling you stop. Do you think there are like overseers or certain places? That might have been a spirit guide. You know what I'm saying? That could have, because that wasn't even I didn't even see this part, but at the same time, I think I was being too violent in out of body experiences. That's probably why I wasn't seeing them. And I gotta go back. I gotta come out my body today and be like, hey, look, y'all, I apologize. I know I probably hit some of y'all. I know I probably whooped some ass that I shouldn't have whooped. But hey, y'all can come see me now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come see me. I ain't gonna fight you as soon as I see him. I'm motherfucker. Oh my God, you don't look how I thought. But I was fighting everything. But yeah, I'm I'm better now. I'm a better person now. Oh shit, I've been on here way too long. Hey y'all, I done been on here a little too long. I'm probably gonna have to I'm probably gonna talk about this same subject tomorrow because I didn't even really get on as much as I wanted to get on about the afterlife and the soul trap thing. But I'm already past my mark, and I gotta go to bed because I gotta go to work. So, hey, I appreciate all y'all for coming through. It's a blessing to have all these good people. You know what I'm saying? That's even when y'all talking to each other. I love that shit. I love y'all spreading knowledge. Y'all giving me knowledge. I appreciate all y'all. Even if y'all don't agree with some of the stuff I say, I appreciate the fact that y'all stick around and y'all still give me nuggets of information, because each one teach one. I don't know more than you, and I'm not better than you. We are all on this together. You know what I'm saying? We all doing this together. It ain't about who's better, who's this, and it's about how can we get about this game the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all y'all. It's a blessing to get to know y'all. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we get some more people. If y'all new, if you're new in the building, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hype up the video. You know what I'm saying? And spread love always. But don't forget, stay out when you get them negative thoughts. Learn how to regulate them and push them out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay blessed. Hold up. Before I leave, I gotta leave y'all with some of that music. You know what I'm saying? Hold up now. Hold up now, yeah. Oh. Hold up. Did he even play? He didn't even play. Oh, I'm stupid, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm trying to play some shit and it ain't even.
Champagne showers, rooftop business, diamonds on the wrist, watch flawless, no blemish. Riding in the foreign Lamborghini with the doors up. Only ride Forgiato wheels when I pull up. Big dreamer, vision is Aquafina. Clear sight, speak wisdom, the water before I drink it. Call the ancestors to bless me as I receive it. It's the reason that I struggle to learn to fight off my demons. Learned a lot of lessons from holding on to my past. If you never look forward, you always finish and last. Always been a thinker, but never focused in class. I'm a godson, heavenly blessings is what I have. I done seen a lot of shit, took a lot of L's, fumbled on my blessings just to figure out who real. Waiting on my downfall, I'm praying for you still, cause real talk, that karma shit is real. I'm just trying to live right, motivated by the things I manifest in life. I done been through so much shit, they like this can't be right. But a dream is not a dream. If you seen just what I've seen, then you know just what I mean. Just trying to live right, motivated by the things I manifest in life. I done been through so much shit, they like this can't be right. But a dream is not a dream. If you seen just what I've seen, then you know just what I mean.